Hey y'all, it's Maya here, and today I wanted to chat with you about 4 must-haves for your website if you're a service-based business owner. Your website is so important to your overall marketing strategy. You know, social media is fun and it's definitely a great way to build community and make those connections. And then of course your email list is super important as well. But your website is really your online home, especially if you're an online business owner primarily. And it's really the hub where your audience and your potential clients will come to be served, check out your resources, and get more information on how they can work with you. Now, there's a lot that goes into having a quality website, but in this video, I'd like to focus on 4 must-haves. I have 1 action tip to share for each of the 4 most important pages on your website, and that's your home page, your about page, your services page, and your contact page. And so I'll be sharing tips for how you can improve each of those pages, and these are really actionable things that you can do today to improve your website. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the video, but before I do, I wanted to mention that I share web design, branding, and content creation tips here on this channel for service-based entrepreneurs every Tuesday and Friday. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video. Alright, so let's get into the good stuff. So up first, let's talk about a must-have for your homepage. And this tip is actually going to be the longest one that I share, and then the next 3 tips will actually go by quicker. On your homepage, I want you to really focus on making your hero section the best it can be so that your ideal client feels welcome and knows that they're in the right place as soon as they come to your website. Now you might be thinking, what's a hero section? The top of every website page is called the hero section, and on your home page, it will be the first thing that people see when they come to your website, right? If they're coming directly to the home page. So you want to optimize this and let people know that they're in the right place right away by including a value message, an on-brand image, and a call to action. Your value message is a 1-sentence statement that lets people know what you offer, who you serve, and how it can help them. And this will tell someone who is your ideal client right away, ooh, I'm interested in what she's offering or what he's offering, and I want to stick around and learn more. The basic formula for writing your value message is I help, and then insert your ideal client, by, insert what you do as your service, that, and then explain how your service adds value to your ideal client's life and helps them achieve whatever goal they're trying to that will make them want to book your services. But you could add more adjectives to it, and once you've gotten that basic sentence structure down, you can play around with it to make it a little more interesting. So for example, if you're a photographer, you might say, I help crazy in love couples celebrate their love story by capturing candid photos that they'll treasure for a lifetime. So you see how in that one simple sentence, I identified an ideal client of newly engaged couples who are crazy in love, and I'm helping them celebrate their love story and capturing those candid photos that they'll treasure. You'll just want to add a little pizzazz to it that's on brand for you, that kind of helps you stand apart and shows your personality as a creative entrepreneur, and also just makes it clear what you're offering as a business owner that will make people want to stick around and learn more. And then once you have your value message, be sure to include an on-brand image, and this can be off to the side or it can be in the background. So with that photographer example I just used, I might have a photo of an engaged couple right there. And then you also want to have a button with a call to action in this section. So again, going with the photography example, I might have a button that says view portfolio or view session information, whatever you think your ideal client might be most interested in doing next that relates to your main offer as soon as they come to your website. And that's just a great way to pull them in and guide them and let them know what to do next. And so with photographers, that could be looking at your portfolio or viewing your session information page. But if you're a coach, that might be viewing your services page, or if you're a nonprofit, you might ask them to check out your volunteer page so they can learn about getting involved, or maybe having a donate button there, just depending on what's most important to your specific business. So that's all for tip number 1. Again, your homepage must-have is a hero section that's optimized with your value message, a on-brand image, and a button with a call to action so that people know that they're in the right place right away. And then for your about page, your must-have is a story that your ideal client can connect with. Now, when we think about our about page, because it's called the about page, we often gravitate towards just putting everything that we can about ourselves there. And that's understandable because it's called an about page. So it's really tempting to just put all of our credentials, tell all about our family, and maybe some of the hobbies we enjoy, and call it a day. But your about page really isn't about you. It's about making your ideal client feel seen and understood, and letting them know that you are the person that can serve them well. And that's really true for all of your website. You always want to keep your audience in mind when you're writing content and creating your design or choosing images. You always want to choose things that your ideal client will resonate with and not just what you like. And so when it comes to your story on your about page, you want to focus on parts of your story that your ideal client can relate with, and that will show them that you empathize with them, that you know what they're going through, you understand their problems or their pain points, you understand the result that they're wanting to achieve, and you're the person who can guide them through a transformation to help them accomplish what they're looking to accomplish. So for example, if you're a photographer, going back to that earlier example, and you work with engaged couples, you might tell a story about your own wedding and your own experience getting your engagement photography, and maybe you had something that you didn't like about your photography experience and it made you uncomfortable, and now you strive to help other couples just feel super comfortable and understood throughout their session, and you focus on those candid photos that really feel like them. Or maybe you want to tell a story about how you photographed your sister's wedding and how you just really wanted to be true to them and how much they loved that, and now you strive to do that for other couples. But just something that shows that you understand what your ideal client is looking for and that you're the person that can help them achieve that. So I hope that makes sense. And just to recap, your about page action tip is to have a story that empathizes with your ideal client that they can relate to. For our third must-have, let's talk about your services page. Now, there's a lot that goes into having a strategic services page design, but the one action tip that I wanted to share in this video is to make sure that you have a clear call to action on this page and that it's sprinkled throughout the page. And your call to action should be whatever they need to do next after viewing the services page to take the next step towards working with you. So that could be going to your contact page, filling out a questionnaire, or clicking a button to book a discovery call with you. It's really up to you and how your process works. And you can have that button for what to do next near the top of the page, somewhere in the middle of the page, and then again at the bottom of the page, just so that as people are reading through the page and whenever they're ready to take the next step, whether it's right away, somewhere in the middle, or by the time they get to the end of the page, they don't have to keep scrolling through to find the button. It's there throughout for them. And I've also seen it where you can also embed a form straight into the page that they'll fill out directly on the services page, so they don't have to click a button to go to another page. And again, I would have this form inside the services page design a couple of times so that whenever people are ready to fill it out, they can do so quickly and easily. You just want to make it convenient for them to take the next step with you, and you want to make it clear what they should do to take that next step. Alright, so we've already made it to our fourth and final must-have for your website, and this one focuses on the contact page. This one's pretty simple and straightforward, but it's important, and that is to make your contact form very simple, straightforward, and clear. You want to make it as easy as possible for people to contact you. It can be super tempting to put a lot of questions on your contact page form, but you really want to keep it to what you truly need for them to be able to take the next step with you after they've contacted you, and just request that information, and then you can get any other information that you need from them by sending a follow-up questionnaire or during your discovery call. Again, it just depends on your process, but you don't want to ask them 1,000 questions when they are just contacting you for more information, because people might see it as a turnoff and then they'll get frustrated and they won't fill out the form. So you really want to keep it as simple as possible. For example, right now my contact form just asks for their name, their email, whether they're interested in my custom services or website template, and then it has a space for them to add a custom message so they can give me more details. And that's really all I need to, get that process rolling. If there's anything else I need from them, maybe if they didn't provide a lot of details in their message, I can always reply and ask a follow-up question to clarify, but still I just want to make it as easy as possible for them to take that leap and contact me. So there you go. Those are 4 must-haves for you to have on your website as a service-based creative entrepreneur. Just to recap, here's what we covered. On your homepage, make sure that your Heroes section is optimized with a value message that tells who you serve, what you offer, and how it can help them in just one sentence. And then you also want to include an on-brand image and a button with a call to action. On your About page, make sure that you have a story that your ideal client can connect with, and that you don't just make it about you, but really relate back to them, what they're going through, and how working with you can add value to their lives. On your services page, make sure that you have a clear call to action so that it's easy for visitors to understand what to do next if they're interested in working with you. This could be a button to contact you, or even a form that's embedded. And just make sure that whatever call to action you have, it's sprinkled throughout this services page in multiple places so that people can easily access it when they're ready to take the next step. And lastly, on your contact page, make sure that you keep your form short and simple. Just ask what you truly need to know right then for them to contact you, and you can ask follow-up questions later. So I hope these tips were helpful to you and that they seem doable. These are things that you can update on your website starting today. They shouldn't take too much time, but just, put some thought into what your audience would resonate with and go from there. Go ahead and comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, and let me know what you're going to take action on first to improve your website so that I can cheer you on. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments below as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk with you again soon.